What's going on, guys? Zayek here, coming to you guys with another tutorial video, and in this tutorial video I'm going to be going over everything that you guys need to know to start basic modeling. I won't be going over in this video how to cut stuff or cloners or anything like that, but I'm going to be going over the basics of what you guys need to know to start modeling for the first time. I also won't be going over subdivision modeling, considering I haven't got that one down completely yet, and I don't want to give you guys any false advice. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be using a tube to demonstrate with you guys some things. So you're going to want to, first things first, you're going to want to go to display and turn on anything that says lines. Quick shading, constant lines, or garage shading with lines, is not any of those three, they're okay. It does not matter. Then I'm going to go to my tube and I'm going to click C on my keyboard. If you don't have C, you can always click up here to make it a polygon. Now once you guys get in there, you guys can go ahead and start pushing and pulling. Oh, but there's a little problem. See, if you guys immediately start trying to model this shape into something like that, it's going to keep this over here, but the faces aren't connected. So what you guys need to do is hit Control A, which will select everything, and then click U and O on your keyboard. This optimizes everything. This makes it where everything is connected. This way you can push and pull all you want, and it's going to stay connected, and you don't really have anything to worry about. There's also another tool called the loop selection tool that I'm going to be showing you guys, which is where you click U and L on your keyboard, and this allows you to select entire faces. This comes very in handy when you're trying to cover lots of space, and I find myself using this tool in almost every project. So get used to learning these two hotkeys. U and O, U and L. Control A is a really big one as well. Usually when I start a project, if I'm not going to use, even if I'm not going to be pushing and pulling on the faces, I still go ahead and I optimize it anyway, just in case I run into any complications in the project later on. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be showing you guys the Bevel, Extrude Inner, Matrix Extrude, and Smooth Shift. So I'm going to start from the top and I'm going to work my way down. So if we select something, okay, we're going to go to Bevel. You're going to right click, go to Bevel, and what this does is it adds a bevel. If you guys don't know what a bevel is, think of it like a knife. If you've ever looked really closely at the blade of a knife, the sharp part is the part that bevels inwards into a sharp point. That's basically the same thing that the bevel does. Okay? Extrude. Extrude is basically the same thing as pulling on it. The difference is when you extrude, see it right there, it created a different polygon segment. This is really good for modeling lights and stuff like that. I find myself using this method a lot. And once again, this is one of those tools that you're going to find yourself using all the time. I also use the Bevel tool a lot. The next tool I'm going to go over is the Extrude Inner. This allows you to extrude inwards, and I usually end up doing this when I'm doing most of my projects, so that I could do stuff like this, and then I could put like a wind turbine inside of it. Because if you just go straight to the extrude, see, it doesn't look very nice because it's just flat. So it's always good to inner extrude first. Another thing that you can do is if you inner extrude outwards, you can still bevel it. Like it doesn't keep it from making it impossible to work with. So try to get that in your head that even if it goes outside of the on the outside here, that doesn't mean that you can't work with it. Alright, guys? The next tool I'm going to go over is the Matrix Extrude. The Matrix Extrude tool isn't a tool that I find myself never using this tool. I don't know why I would even put it in the tutorial, but some people use this for making turbines. Me, personally, I don't. Basically, this allows you to create this effect right here. You can also play with the scaling of it. Set it back to 80. You can play with the rotation. So, say it's also better to use a trackpad when doing these, because the trackpad makes it where you can control it better. And then you can play with the rotation of it and stuff like that. Alright, so the next tool I'm going to show you is called the Smooth Shift. And basically, if you were to go to regular extrude, see how they extrude in two different directions. Smooth shift, when you drag, creates a gap. It fills in the gap in between it, giving it a bevel effect, but also a clean, rounded look to it. So if you need to extrude both of these, but you don't want it to look really bad like this, you can smooth shift. And once again, I don't find myself using this tool a whole lot, but it's always good to know your tools when you do need them. And those are pretty much the basic tools of modeling, and those are literally just the basics that you need to model anything. But I'm going to go over 3 more things. I'm going to go over polygons, lines, and points. Let's start with polygons. Polygons select an entire polygon face. So something like this or this, they both count as polygons. Like those count as faces. You click the lines and it allows you to select the lines in between them. I end up using these tools more than anything. I use the line tools a lot, but I also use the face tool even more. Alright. And then you've got the anchor point, or just the points, and this allows you to select the points around it. And I don't find myself using this one a whole lot, but there are times that I do need to use it, so it is basic modeling, and it does come in handy. Alright, so let's go over texturing with the modeling right quick. So this is our white. Say this is our white, or this is our white, and this is our black. Say the black is the texture that covers most of it. As you guys know, usually when I do stuff like models and stuff, in my speed arts, I use a glossy black as a basic outline, like to fill in the rest of the canvas, the object, the polygons. Okay, well, a lot of people have problems. Okay, so say this is what you've done. This is what you're trying to texture is the top of these. You can drag and drop the white gloss or the white, whatever your other material is, and you're going to render it out, and it's going to be there. But then you say, alright, well, I'm going to drop this on there. But it gets rid of it, and a lot of people don't understand, because when you render it out now, it's no longer there. Well, if you go over here to next to where you put the material on the object, you've got the 2 materials. Just drag the material that you want to cover the majority of the canvas behind the other material. Now if we render it out, it's on top of it. And that is a problem solved. So these are pretty much the basics of modeling. I don't know anything else that's really, really basic that I could show you guys. But I will be going over more advanced stuff in the future. But I hope you guys really enjoyed. I hope you guys learned, at least a thing or two from this. Because I know modeling can be kind of difficult to get into. So I wanted to make a video on the basics of modeling. And I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Zach. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace, peace.